At the end of the day, the day gotta end.
I seen me through the process. I don't really want no problems. Niggas ain't got no merit. Niggas ain't got no posture. Round here we keep shit G'd up. Kick my feet up out my posse. And deposit, keep it posy. Shout my nigga Johnny, stay 10 down. The way they talk, these niggas lost me. I bet on me, I'm never losing. Tell me how I'm finna cut my losses. All I got is my word, and that shit serving the truth. I'm off of the goose. She love us to me. I'm liberated, my spirit is free. This sounds so nuanced. Dick sauce like Poupon. From the bay like Cool John. Rich thoughts, I'm bossed up. When it fit my plate, I know they nauseous. I keep shit cautious. When she tryna be booed up, she don't know I know about her roster. Act like you knew us. I'ma be him to the coffin. I'm back in the gym, I'm ballin'. Cut back on the gym with a tonic. I'm tryna fill in my pocket. She want me to hit in the bonnet. I'm tryna cop me a rocket, get high as the sky when I wanted no problem. Stress-free living, now I did my time. My mind was prison. Now the safest laced with plenty pages. Bitch, I'm winning. Sick when you see me beat my curses. I deserve it. See me pushing down 580, heavy grinning. I could tell I know they mad.
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filters. This broadcast starts now.
What's good, y'all? It has been a long minute. Damn, it's been over 6 months, huh? Hello?
Has it been that long?
Yeah, I think it has.
What's good, everybody? Thanks for tapping in and tuning in and watching us. Welcome back.
Early. I didn't even do a welcome back.
I just want to say welcome back.
I haven't even got to my part yet. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, welcome back. I mean, it's been well over 6 months. The last podcast we did was December. So it has been a very, 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 very long time. And there was some, I think, growth that needed to happen, not just on my side, but through the whole, I think, the whole growth of the podcast. And just some decisions had to be made. And it was just certain things wasn't happening the way I thought they were supposed to happen organically. And I think things like that happen when you have expectations with certain groups of people. And it took me a while to, figure all that out. And once I got it all figured out, it just became, I think, something that I really wanted to accomplish and to make good again, if that makes sense. I had steered off the beaten path because I was trying to please people. And I think in pleasing people, it's a double negative. You can do it, but really, do you really want to do it, or do you care about doing it? Yeah, in a sense, but yeah, in a bigger sense, because I know for a fact that not everything I say is going to be agreeable or stomach to everybody, and I really don't give a fuck. I don't. I've gotten to the point where it's not going to bother me if people get their feelings hurt because of something I said or how I said it. That's how I feel. You don't like it? There's a whole bunch of other people you can follow, I'm sure. I mean, trust me. And a lot of people don't realize some people get this following because they're actually good at what they do. And a lot of people get followings because they're authentic and they're real about who the fuck they are. And they're good at what they do. So it's like they have that double entendre going on. You know, they have the it. And some people just have that connection. They just have that, you know, what it is. And I think for me, it's the only time I can really have a fucking conversation. That's it. It's not about just talking to hear yourself talk. It's about having a conversation, especially with everything that's going on, everything that has transpired in the last 6 months. I mean, like, let's not even talk about military parades and shit. Or the weather or anything else that's going on. Let's not even talk about that. That's yeah. But I'll just say this. I'm excited because I've done what I've always wanted to do with a podcast. And that's to grow it and to have segments and to have some structure and some much needed cleanup when it comes to how to deliver a message or how do you deliver content. And you have to draw people in. You have to draw people into your personality. You have to draw people into who you are as, you know, personality or a podcaster. And then you also have to develop a visual reference point so these people can get used to seeing your crazy ass. I mean, let's be real. We can't just not have that. You can't have that I don't give a fuck button and not portray it. You know what I mean? It's like you can't just talk about it and then you're not even about it at all. It's just, okay, whatever, dude. But I think because I do the podcast live, I don't give a shit what people think. I'm not here to talk shit about nobody. I ain't here about to, you know, make things weird. Not gonna do it. However, I am gonna tell things the way it is, the reality of things and my way, and give kind of my 2 cents from a veteran standpoint and just my experience with things. But at the same time, you know, it's a teachable moment for everybody. Because not everybody is doing things the way they want to do things because they're doing what's comfortable. And when you do things that's comfortable, you will miss some things. All because you're just trying to be comfortable. And sometimes being comfortable is okay for a certain period of time. But really, are you comfortable? Like, really, are you comfortable? Let's like be real. Financially, just everything. Are you really just comfortable? No, you're not. You can't be. There's no way that, I don't care how you sum things up, you just can't tell me that you're comfortable. And in this day and age, the way things are going and how we've come to this realization that we can only be as good as we want to be, but we have to allow ourselves to fail sometimes. But what's good, my brother Mike? And I think sometimes we don't understand what comfortable is. Comfortable could be, it's really the eye of the beholder. You mess up one time, okay, I get it. And that's exactly what you should do, Mike, is retire and be comfy. I've been seeing your Facebook. You and the family been chilling. And that's the way it should be. And I think that's the ideal kind of, you know, situation a lot of people want to be in, is comfortable. But really, is comfortable really comfortable? Or is it just comfortable because you're not allowing yourself to deal with a lot of shit? You're just not going to allow yourself to deal with certain things. So you're comfortable blocking certain things out and being comfortable in staying in your space. That's okay. I think when you're in a marriage, and my wife will tell you straight up, no doubt, brother, yours too as well, brother. I think even my wife will tell you, sometimes it's easier said than done being comfortable. But at the same time, her comfortable and my comfortable is two different things. So
absolutely
right. So it's like, especially when you have when you're dealing with an individual that has kind of social anxiety, PTSD, and everything else, and then on the other spectrum, you have someone that has PTSD, anxiety, and just things that have transpired in their lives that have, added themselves up. And it's like, now you're both dealing with this, and it's like, how is one person dealing with it without the other? It's the same thing when it comes to, being comfortable. Her comfortable is not going to be the same as my comfortable. But guess what? She's going to sacrifice certain things to meet my comfortable, as well as I'm going to sacrifice certain things. And I think as we've gotten older and, had our relationships, we just come to an agreement with certain things. We may not agree with them, but we're just going to, I'm not settling for this. This is what I'm going to compromise, because at the end of the day, she's happy and I'm happy. You know what I mean? So
a lot of agree to disagree.
Right. And there is a lot to disagree. I mean, believe it or not, there is. But I also think that in that it builds a better relationship, because you realize this person doesn't take it for granted. So moving right along, as I like to say, right, wrong, or indifferent. That was an intro, as long as it was, but it was an intro. We're gonna move on to the topic that I like, and I haven't got my little screen things together, so that those are coming. Don't trip. Those are coming. The visual aesthetics of the podcast, for those that watch it on video, that are coming. Oh, by the way, this is my last live on Facebook. Just gonna throw that out there. I'll be moving to YouTube, and when it's on YouTube, it's gonna have, pretty much not necessarily the same look, but it's gonna have some aesthetics to it. So, it is what it is. I've been talking about it for years, and I'm just gonna do it. Part of my anxiety. Anyway, first segment is something near and dear to my heart. Is everybody knows I love cryptocurrency. So the first segment, of course, is That's What I Cryptoed. And one of the things I've been cryptoing, and something that has been in the news for like the last couple of years, more recently, the last, I say, 12, 13 months, has been XRP. And I think a lot of people have gotten into this notion of this cryptocurrency is this, and this cryptocurrency is that, and this stock is this stock is that. It's like, we can just hustle the money. We could do blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you can tell people all the things you want to tell them. But the reality is the more money you making is the more money you spending. How much of that are you really just going to break down and say, okay, I need to actually save some money. I need to actually put some money to work. And you can control that. I'm not gonna get on this rant and rave about cryptocurrency. All I'm saying is that I like it. I love it. I have certain, I guess you can say, pros and cons when it comes to cryptocurrency and things like that. But at the same time, when you have something that you can actually control, as far as how much you have, how much you're holding, what you're making, hopefully you're not losing. And then you're able to actually profit off your gains if you do your own research. So no, this is not financial advice. All I'm saying is that's why I'm so passionate about crypto. But Ripple, XRP, has been going through this investigation with the SEC for the last few years, and it's looking like it's coming to an end, which is great, because XRP is a cryptocurrency that has basically, if you want to I guess, slimmer version. For those that have military backgrounds or been in the military or overseas, you've heard of Swift. Basically, XRP is supposed to be way better than Swift and be able to do better faster transactions and things of that nature. So this is like, like the best news ever that you can hear. The only problem was that we knew that this cryptocurrency could actually, revolutionize the whole way transactions are done. But U.S., exchanges and U.S. regulators couldn't purchase it because it was an overseas, situation. So now it's like there's different things being looked at to understand its ability as a cryptocurrency so that people can understand the uses of it and how it could better a financial situation going, that is slow right now, that can actually help it speed it up with the power of cryptocurrency and the blockchain. But again, I don't want to nerd out and get you guys all like, he's talking all crazy. No, just do your own research. I'm telling you, do your own research. Precious metals is on the rise. And people will laugh at you and everything else when you got some gold and silver in your house. But then when the fiat currency decides to just basically dump on itself, like it's looking like it's getting ready to do, what type of financial network are we going to be able to use if we don't have a currency for our own government? Just saying. I mean, y'all wait till it's too late and then you won't be able to have no money to put into anything, and that's going to suck. That's really going to suck. Those 401ks ain't going to be worth nothing. Like pennies. Ain't going to be worth nothing. Next segment is another, I guess, one of my segments that we're going to move on from. That's what I crypto. Actually, one more thing before I get into this. Smart investing and FOMO. FOMO is fear of missing out. You hear about something, like someone hears about XRP and it's rising, and they see XRP is like, $2 or $3. They'll be like, oh, I put 100 in there and I should be good, huh? What you asking me for? You asking me because you are just now doing this, or you just in fear of missing out on the gains that's going on right now? Because the reality is there's people that's been in it when it was 3 cents. And it's over $2 right now. Y'all can do the math. There's people that's been holding on to it when it was 3 cents. I mean, put hundreds and thousands of dollars on it. And now it's $2. I was going to do a post today, or I did do a post today talking about 4 years ago, people were scared to get in the market because it was going up and down, fluctuating. And at the time, Bitcoin was like right over 30,000. I think it was 35,000. This was 4 years ago. And then today, it's at over $104,000. Okay, this is 4 years ago.
That's crazy.
That's like ridiculous, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't put it in everybody's face and just tell people what they should do, because like I said, this is not financial advice. However, if we really want to talk about ending generational curses and stop being comfortable, this is one of the things we got to stop being comfortable with, is being comfortable living in the middle or on the edge or week to week. We got to learn how to just prosper past certain things, not let certain things affect us, and be able to stay on top, because we got to think about the rest of our life. Some of us ain't working and are healthy as an ox. And then some of us that are working, that's trying to get to that point, it's like we got to be prepared. So let's help each other try to get to that point. And that's the purpose of this podcast, to try to help people get to that point. Not get to the point of being comfortable, but being in the right time, in the right situation. As the topic of tonight's podcast, I failed to say that in the beginning, babe, It's soft life, hard truths, and the budget between us. Soft life, hard truths, and the budget between us. So as I'm sitting here eyeballing what's next, it's Ced talk. And this is basically a I guess you could say it's a mindset. Your mindset ain't broke, but your habits might be. So this Ced talk is, your mindset ain't broke, but your habits might be. Your habits might be breaking you to the point where your mindset's broken. Like you have a broken mindset. And it's not even just about money. This is just, some people don't have it all in one thing. It's separated or spread out. Like most people's financial struggles come from habits, or some people, like when I was in the military, I had this bad habit of making sure that I had just enough money to go out. All my bills and all that other stuff I knew was coming out, but I always wanted to make sure I had enough money to go out with. Forget the fact that I got to go to the store and buy shit to wash my ass. Forget I got to go to the store and, make sure my uniforms is clean, all this other stuff. Forget all that.
Get food.
Get food, exactly. The necessities. No.
Like, wait a minute, you forgot something over
right. Just exactly. Just over broke. Exactly. That's exactly what the job is. Just over broke. And that's what they wanted to put you in. We're gonna talk about that coming into this what tomorrow is. But it's strange. And I realized that, and then as I get older, I developed way better skills when it came to that, but I was really bad at making sure everybody else was good before I was. And I think the reason why that was just because of how my financial situation was, how my dynamic was. I was paying $1,500 a month in child support. So everybody was like, why are you making sure everybody else is taken care of? You pay that much in child support? Shit. And I'm like, because that's just my nature. That's just who I am. I might not have shit, but everybody else around me gonna be good. Selfish but effective, I guess. I don't know who was effective for or wasn't for me, but anyway. But I also think that if you have the ability to basically track everything you do and how you do it, your mindset won't be broke, because now you're really in control of what you're doing. And then you know where to stop. What's, the perpetual cycle of making you be the way you are. And then you got to change your mindset. You don't have to go to the club and be the nicest person there. Hell, you ain't got to go to church with the nicest suit on. Stop getting out of that. It's not a fashion show. People wearing $600, $700, $800 suits, and it's not because they can afford it. It's because Gerald over there be looking fly, and your wife or your girlfriend be over there talking about Gerald suits. So you feel like you in competition with Gerald. So now you got to come in your Easter Sunday money and look good. No, sit your ass down. You got to go to work tomorrow and put them coveralls on and get up under them cars. You better calm your ass down. I need you to slow down there, Billy Earl. In there in competition with Gerald. You better leave Gerald alone. Just because he can afford them suits don't mean that you need to be up in them. That's our problem. We too busy trying to follow behind somebody else that we think look good. No, slow your ass down. Be you. Can't nobody accept you for who you are, you don't need to be around them anyway. There's too much of that bullying crap going on, or people talking crap about each other. It's like, man, just fit in where you fit in. You ain't got to be friends with them. We should have did some music with this, but it's time for the sponsor that we don't have.
Boom.
The sponsor that we don't have is Petty Budget Counseling. So Petty Budget Counseling is a budget counseling place where you basically just go in and argue. All Connie wants is peace, but Ced over here, all he wants to do is buy some shoes all the time. He just spending shoes.
No.
And I think a lot of the problem is, to be honest with you, it was just like what we was just talking about. It's just trying to be that first one to look good, first one to get them Jordans, or the first one to get this, and can't afford nothing else, but can afford Jordans.
How?
And it's like, wait a minute, you ain't got a good job and all these benefits and everything. Because I got a homeboy, I got a friend of mine, trust me, he got a lot of them and can afford them and appreciates every pair of them. Got them like in little plastic cases and all. It's just, yes. And that's a different type of, joy and admiration to do with your money, because you can collect those shoes and wear them maybe once or twice and accessorize them because you can. But there's people out here that got shoes, but damn, bro, your lights, bro. Why every time we come over here we gotta bring candles? I'm just saying. So stop trying to be like them and be like you.
Why did the banker switch careers?
Why did the banker switch your careers? I have no idea why.
She lost interest. Dun, dun, dun. Had to throw
Really,
a
nigga?
joke in there.
Really, nigga?
Whatever. God dang it. Connie's bad jokes.
Yep. Welcome to him.
Hey, that's another one of the additions we're gonna have to the podcast. Is Connie's bad jokes just sporadically appear, which is fun to me because some of them are funny. What was the other one you told me earlier today?
Damn, I can't remember.
There's something about liquid.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, how does money and water how does money and water have something in common?
What does money and water have in common? Mm-hmm. You could have said it like that instead of having a seizure. I mean, she just had a full-blown seizure.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Anyway. Okay, so what do money, I don't know, what do money and water have? I have no idea what.
They both liquidate.
I'm done. Okay, I did all that for that. Okay, so moving right along. So couples currency is a segment that we'll talk about as a couple, and it really is going to be something that either we've experienced or something we know or something that we've applied, something that we've helped someone apply, whatever the case may be. But it's not going to be speaking from a place of inexperience. It's going to come from a place of knowledge. And like I said, we have references because, I'm a big reference person. You don't know. Ain't going to say something out your mouth and then not have references or know how to get the answer. So, I think with this one, this one's more going to be in the audience. So as we build this segment, it's going to be more of an audience kind of thing and engage with the audience. That's why I like doing them live. So what I'm going to do is make sure to engage more with the audience, even on the fan page, so that we can build this up, because really this one is big when it comes to relationships, regardless if you're in a relationship with just yourself or family relationship, kids, marriage, whatever. It's universal. It's a universal situation. It's not just once in a lifetime thing, or it's not a once in a lifetime thing. I mean, you have to qualify for this dynamic and to, listen to this. No, this is for everybody.
Absolutely.
So, moving on. I think what we're going to do is show you guys a different dynamic when it comes to this podcast. And the reason why is because I need people to understand the Veterans Vault is a veterans full of information. A lot of times veterans have been through things that people don't even realize. And the reason why it's because we don't talk about it. And a lot of the experiences we go through and a lot of things that we, I think, experience doesn't get talked about. It's some things, some things are better left just not heard, because it's not that it's hard. We've overcome them. And in overcoming those, we've become better people. But we don't have the conversations. And a lot of times, if we don't have those conversations, it doesn't help nobody. It's just people arguing about it, and then you're sitting there with the secret and not sharing it with nobody. And that's what me and Connie was like, no, we don't want to be like that no more. Because there was certain things I didn't want to talk about on the podcast, and there's a lot of things I didn't want to tiptoe around it. You know what I mean? And now we're not as that we weren't comfortable, it was just we were restricted from doing it. We're not restricted anymore. So you'll be able to catch us on YouTube. Search That's What I Said, all one word. That's what I had said on the upper part of the logo up here on all social media channels. We're doing our best to make sure that the content that we bring to you is not just because of it being a live podcast. We got to make it relevant. We got to make it. We got to make it to the point where it's like, you know what? He's bringing shit in a different dynamic, because everybody's holding these secrets, and then they're wondering why don't nobody know anything. And it's because of the audience and the genre that you teach to or you talk to. It's like people go on YouTube and they want to amass 1 million people, but they don't know who those 1 million people are, right? Of course not. But it's going to be a certain demographic or a certain group of people that are going to like certain people's content. And that's okay. But when you can do universal content that is just real, honest, unapologetic, and it's not going to just cater around certain people just because their feelings are going to get hurt, we ain't got time for that. We just ain't got time for it. So next week, y'all going to see what we're talking about. So with that being said, you got anything for the people to get out of here?
Thanks for tapping in and tuning in as always. And make sure that you are checking in.
Facts.
With yourself, with your spouse or loved ones, and your friends and, that have become your family. Check in, because you never know, that person that you reach out to may have just needed to hear your voice and wanted to have a conversation with you that they haven't been able to have with themselves or with anybody else.
Right.
So check in.
That's a fact.
That's it.
We out of here, y'all. We see y'all next week. Peace.
Thanks for listening to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Make sure to like and subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode.